folks, welcome back to Grand Adventure. I'm your host, Mark Guido, and we're trying out something different on this trip. We're going to break in a membership with Harvest Hosts here at the Starry Hollow Ranch, so stick around. So in case you're not familiar with Harvest Hosts, they're a membership organization that costs $79 per year. And in exchange for that, you have the ability to spend a night overnight at 741 locations around the US and Canada. Those locations range from vineyards to farms and ranches, even museums. They even have a separate Golf Plus membership that includes golf courses. It's a wonderful way to spend the night while you're traveling and not have to sit in an asphalt parking lot at the local Wally World. We're at the Starry Hollow Ranch, which is in Tooele County in north central Utah. This is a beautiful place. Owners Shane and Jenny have opened up their doors to let us stay on their property. We're parked right next to the barn. They have a wonderful collection of animals here, almost all of which are rescued. And we'd like to show you around a little bit. The Starry Hollow Ranch is located just above Tiny Rush Valley, an agrarian community in the West Desert of north central Utah, population 447. This peaceful, bucolic ranching area sits about an hour southwest of Salt Lake City. That's Big Hollow, and at the top of the dead-end road that leads up Big Hollow sits Starry Hollow Ranch. Our hosts, Jenny and Shane, formerly full-time RVers themselves, purchased their 20-acre ranch 3 years ago, and just recently signed on to be hosts in the Harvest Host system. While they have space for up to 3 rigs, we're their only guests this weekend, and we're spending the night on a nearly perfectly level gravel pad next to their large barn. As their ranch has grown, Jenny and Shane have taken in rescued animals, including horses, alpacas, a vicuña, goats, and of course, dogs and cats, who are all now living out a comfortable and loving life on the ranch. So I wanted to take the opportunity to introduce you guys to Jenny and Shane, our hosts here at Starry Hollow Ranch. What is Starry Hollow Ranch to you guys?
Starry Hollow Ranch is 20 acres in the West Desert of Utah. That is kind of a little bit of an anomaly. When you think of the West Desert of Utah, you think of the Salt Flats, but we live at 6,400 feet, and it's green and lush. We're up in the mountains. For us, it is peace and quiet and a place for us to build our dreams and animals and
rescue animals, grow our own food, try to be self-sufficient, have solar,
live off the land pretty much.
Yes.
Got a beautiful spread.
Homesteading, somewhat, as much as we can.
You've got an absolutely beautiful spread. Now, what made you guys decide to become Harvest hosts?
So when we were living in San Diego, we decided that we wanted to move out of California, and we sold all of our stuff and bought an RV and decided to travel around so we could figure out where we wanted to move to, which is how we found this location. And so we were members of Harvest Host. We stayed at several locations when we were traveling. And then when we got here and got set up, I felt like I really enjoyed it so much, and the people that we met and the experiences that we had, because they're so unique where you're going. Like if somebody comes here, they're coming to our home. We went to wineries and we went to cheese factories, and you can go to breweries, and just it's so much fun, interesting stuff, and you meet great people, that I felt like I wanted to give that back and experience that, help other people experience that from the other side. And then not everybody's going to live on a farm in their life, but when they come here, they can do it for a day or two and see what it's like, what our life is like.
We've really appreciated you showing us the animals and showing us the property. And now, you folks are relatively new to the Harvest Host system, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We just signed up, I think, a few months ago.
And how's it been going so far?
Great.
Fantastic.
We love having people out. We did it right at the right time because we did have a very long winter here, and finally when the snow melted, we decided let's sign up, and we started getting people right away. I thought maybe because we're remote, and I don't think at this point there's a ton of locations in Utah that are part of Harvest Host, that maybe we'd get a few people now and again, and we have had so many people calling. It's been fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to meeting everybody that wants to come by, and I hope it remains busy.
Well, we're really grateful to you for letting us into your lives for this weekend and allowing us to share it with Grand Adventure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hosts who volunteer to be Harvest Hosts receive no compensation for welcoming overnight guests onto their property. As a Harvest Hosts member, the protocol is therefore to spend a little bit of money to return the favor. Jenny and Shane offer mountain spring-fed water for $5 per fill-up and a 20-amp electrical service for $10. We took them up on both and also picked up a couple of dozen farm fresh eggs from their chickens.
Are you being our guide, Winston? Making sure we're protected?
Shane spent the afternoon of our arrival touring me around the ranch, explaining in detail how everything comes together.
It's almost a year and a half old now. Old girl here in the corner is one of the old mamas. We don't know how old she is. She was found on the side of Bangerter Highway with this girl with wire and rope wrapped in her hair, or wrapped in her horns. And then other mama, the third one, we adopted them from the Salt Lake Animal Shelter, and we didn't know this, but she came pregnant. Come on, Chooks. There we go. So those are about a month old right now.
And these are called Nigerian pygmies?
Nigerian dwarfs.
Dwarfs, excuse me.
Yeah. Luna.
You are a friendly one.
Luna and Juliet, they're sisters, and they both came pregnant. and they had babies within 24 hours of each other, the first set. This is the second set.
Now, what gives Ursa that beard that the others don't have?
I'm not exactly sure. I don't know that. Some of them do. Like some get a beard and some don't.
Curious little things, aren't they?
Oh, they're so much fun. I stopped watching TV. Come out here and
Can understand why.
sit. Yeah, they're fun. Fun. What are you doing? His horns are just impressive.
They really are.
Not like Comet's. Comet just looks like, I don't know, quarantined or new ones that we just rescued, and you can tell that they need to put some meat on their bones. We rescued them from West Valley City, and the guy there hadn't fed them for quite a long time, so
sad.
They're currently on a high protein diet to put some meat on their bones. And this one closest to you, the brown one, is not actually an alpaca, it's a vicuña.
Huh.
And what that is in Chile, Argentina, Peru, those southern Alp areas, really high areas down there. The vicuña is a wild deer equivalent. So they're not really a domesticated animal so much. They are here, but they're very few and far between. Most everything that you have here are alpacas. So when we got him, neither of these three have ever been sheared, not one time. And so they were wearing like 4-year-old fur coats and basically roasting in the sun. And so we couldn't tell how skinny they were until we got everything off of him. He actually collapsed and we almost lost him.
Oh my word.
Because he didn't have much energy and the stress from moving him and stuff like that. So we took him to the vet and they pumped him full of good vitamins and dewormer and everything, and then for about a week we had to hand feed him and bottle feed him water and get him going, and now he's up and on his own and doing pretty good.
That's wonderful to hear.
Yeah, one breed is called a wakaya and one breed is called a Surrey, and it's basically the difference of how their fleece grows. So a wakaya is more like a sheep's wool, and the Surrey is more like, I always say it looks like dreadlocks. It's kind of what it looks like.
Makes sense to me.
Our 6 healthy alpacas here are, we have 2 wakayas in there and 4 Surreys. And they came from a ranch in Eden, in northern Utah, Huntsville.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are the ones that we've had forever. They're the most amazing animals. They're from the camel family, so they don't eat very much. They don't drink a whole lot. They all poop in one spot. The whole herd will poop in one place, so when you clean it up, you only have one spot to go to.
Wish I could teach my dogs to do that.
I know. Wish I could get all the animals to do that.
So what are their personalities like?
So they're very docile. Males can get aggressive towards each other when they're fighting a little bit, and it kind of it's the funniest fight. It looks like 2 giraffes going fighting. But other than that, they're very quiet. They're herd animals, so they basically stay herded up together. They don't move up. I mean, I could let them all out, and they wouldn't leave the property. They just kind of stay. These 6 that we have not been very friendly. So very rarely do they let you touch them and whatnot.
Sure.
The other 3 are very, very friendly, and you can get a lot more closer to them. But Madeline, the white one right here, she is the most friendly out of these ones, and she might just come right up to you, check you out. Yeah, hi Maddie. And she's like, yeah, okay, I'm good.
Got what I needed to know.
That's about it. This is, these 2 are rescues. Dominic here kind of came from a bad situation. You see he's got scars down both sides of him. And I'm doubting at this point that I'll ever be able to trail ride on him. He was a stud for 16 years and treated accordingly. And when we got him, we had to get him fixed, and then spent the last basically year and a half working on him gaining the trust of humans again. And I'm good with him, my wife's getting better with him, but other people, he just doesn't have the trust at all. Elsie was a wild Mustang from the Anaki wild horses right on the other side of the hill here. And she is old now, she's 19, and she was brought in when she was about just a colt, really little.
You waiting for me to, oh, you need to get your hopes done, huh? You need for some carrots? Afternoon carrot times? Yeah. She doesn't want her bangs tucked behind her ear. She's not like Shakira.
Make it look all pretty?
No, she's fine if it's in front of her eyes.
So this is an argument I'm witnessing right here.
Yeah, this is an argument. And they will spit at each other.
I guess they do have that camel in them, don't they?
Yep.
Nice, dear girl.
Yeah, the one on the right's like, what did I do?
Interesting. He's just loving the dirt. Plan on eventually milking goats and making soap for goat's milk soap. A lot more natural soap. And we'll have a little shop here in the corner of the barn for selling eggs and alpaca dryer balls. I'll show you those in a minute. And just multiple things that we produce here on the farm. Alpaca fleece right here. And we have made it into spinnable yarn, we've made it into roving, we made it into stuff. This stuff will essentially become alpaca dryer balls. Babies, and we didn't get them all in a straight run, so but he's the king right here, and he's the sweetest rooster we've had. We've had some really mean ones that are no longer with us any longer.
And we got some absolutely beautiful eggs from you guys.
Yeah.
Farm fresh.
Yeah. So what we do is we compost in these 3 bins, and the chickens basically turn it for us.
Okay.
Yep. And then from there the compost will go over to, and I'll show you the garden next, but that's basically what all of our conditioning soil and everything goes to. So the alpacas actually are, their poop doesn't have to be composted at all. It is garden ready right when it comes out.
Okay.
And it's because they have four stomachs, and when it comes out it's not what they call hot, and has to be broken down a little bit. So the pH balance is perfect. We can normally take fresh ingredients for the compost and turn it into usable dirt when it's hot in the summer in about 18 days. And put it right into the garden. So this breed is a French black copper Moran. And they're actually really hard to get hens. We got the first 5 chickens we've ever had were French black copper Morans. And 2 didn't make it from young, and the other 3 ended up all being roosters. And they were mean roosters. But we have 2 of her girls in here. This is one that we just bought, this little silver one, and he ended up being a rooster. Here in Cottonwood Heights.
I love that.
He made that for us.
Much better than an Adirondack chair.
Yeah.
This old tractor is actually from 1949. That's back when they made stuff that lasts. So yeah, it still runs. On Saturday evening, it was snack time for the animals as some of Jenny's and Shane's friends stopped with their family for a visit.
When they're like this, then they can't kick either. Yeah. That's Luna Tuna. This is our favorite girl.
So if you'd like a little more information about Harvest Host for yourself, we'll put a link to their website down below in the description of this video. We encourage you to check them out. We're already impressed. This is the first time we've stayed at one of their places, and it certainly won't be the last. We'd like to thank Shane and Jenny for their wonderful hospitality. Shane spent about 2 hours touring me around their ranch property today, and I really genuinely enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun learning about how they run their operation here. Now, if you're not yet a Grand Adventurer, now's the time to smash that little red subscribe button over there in the corner of your screen right now and ring that notification bell. We'd be honored if you shared Grand Adventure with your friends, family, and on social media, because we put out new outdoor adventure travel videos each and every Wednesday. Now, it's very important to us that if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up down below. And as always, we'd love to hear from you in the comments section down below this video as well. Until next week, please remember, life is nothing but a grand adventure. We'll see you then.